Proverbs chapter 6 is a rich and varied chapter, offering practical advice on several aspects of daily life. Solomon, continuing his role as a wise father imparting knowledge to his son, covers a wide range of topics, from financial prudence and laziness to the dangers of deceit and immorality. This chapter serves as a guide to living a life marked by wisdom, integrity, and righteousness. Let's explore the key themes and lessons of Proverbs 6 and consider how they apply to our lives today. The chapter begins with a warning about the dangers of becoming financially entangled with others, particularly through suretyship or co-signing a loan. My son, if you have put up security for your neighbor, if you have shaken hands and pledged for a stranger, you have been trapped by what you said, ensnared by the words of your mouth. Proverbs 6 verses 1-2. Solomon advises against hastily entering into financial agreements that could lead to personal loss and hardship. Suretyship, or becoming responsible for another person's debt, was a common practice in ancient times, and it remains relevant today in the form of co-signing loans or other financial guarantees. The warning here is about the potential consequences of such agreements. Solomon urges his son to take immediate action if he finds himself in such a situation. So do this, my son, to free yourself, since you have fallen into your neighbor's hands. Go to the point of exhaustion and give your neighbor no rest. Allow no sleep to your eyes, no slumber to your eyelids. Free yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, like a bird from the snare of the fowler. Proverbs 6 verses 3-5. This advice emphasizes the importance of being cautious and wise in financial dealings. It is a call to avoid unnecessary financial risks that could lead to serious consequences. The urgency with which Solomon speaks reflects the potential danger of such entanglements and the need to address them immediately. Following the warning about financial entanglements, Solomon turns his attention to the dangers of laziness. Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest. Proverbs 6 verses 6-8. The ant, though small, is industrious and diligent, preparing for the future without needing external motivation. Solomon uses the example of the ant to illustrate the importance of hard work and foresight. Laziness, on the other hand, leads to poverty and ruin. How long will you lie there, you sluggard? When will you get up from your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a thief and scarcity like an armed man. Proverbs 6 verses 9-11. The imagery of poverty arriving like a thief or an armed man on the sudden and overwhelming consequences of a lazy lifestyle. This passage is a reminder that diligence and hard work are essential to a successful and fulfilling life. Proverbs frequently contrast the outcomes of diligence and laziness, highlighting the benefits of the former and the perils of the latter. In the New Testament, Paul also addresses this in 2 Thessalonians 3 verse 10, where he writes, "For even when we were with you, we gave you this rule: the one who is unwilling to work shall not eat." Solomon then issues a stern warning against deceit and sowing discord. A troublemaker and a villain, who goes about with a corrupt mouth, who winks maliciously with his eye, signals with his feet and motions with his fingers, who plots evil with deceit in his heart. He always stirs up conflict. Therefore disaster will overtake him in an instant. He will suddenly be destroyed, without remedy. Proverbs 6 verses 12-15. This passage describes the behavior of a deceitful person who uses subtle and manipulative gestures to cause harm and stir up conflict. The warning is clear. Those who engage in deceit and sow discord will face sudden and irreversible destruction. Solomon's description of the villain highlights the subtlety and malicious intent behind deceitful behavior. The consequences of such actions are severe, leading to a downfall that cannot be undone. The New Testament also speaks against deceit and discord. In James 3 verse 6, the tongue is described as a fire, capable of setting the whole course of one's life on fire, and being itself set on fire by hell. This emphasizes the destructive power of deceitful speech and the importance of integrity in our words and actions. The 7 things the Lord hates. One of the most striking passages in Proverbs 6 is the list of things that the Lord hates. There are 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him. haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil, a false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflict in the community. Proverbs 6 verses 16 to 19. This list highlights the behaviors and attitudes that are particularly offensive to God. Each of these 7 things is connected to moral corruption and harm to others. Haughty eyes reflect pride and arrogance. A lying tongue and a false witness are tied to deceit and the distortion of truth. Hands that shed innocent blood point to violence and injustice. A heart that devises wicked schemes and feet that rush into evil represent a deliberate and active pursuit of wrongdoing. And finally, a person who stirs up conflict in the community is condemned for disrupting peace and unity. This passage serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of integrity, truthfulness, and humility. It calls us to examine our hearts and actions, ensuring that we align ourselves with the values that God esteems rather than those He detests. Be sure to check out the other videos to gain more wisdom and knowledge from the book of Proverbs.